Connect Groups. Thank you for watching this how-to video on how to use Zoom so that you can continue to meet as a Connect Group during this time. Before we begin, we just want to say that we are so excited and happy that our groups are still continuing to meet, even if a little different than usual, still continuing to meet so that everybody has connection and feels connected with one another during this time. We and Pastor Charlie and all of our pastors in our church knew that this could be a time where people would feel more disconnected than usual, and we wanted to make sure that that didn't happen with our church members. We wanted to make sure that everyone felt connected with each other now more than ever, that everyone had someone to lean on, everyone had someone that was supporting them, and that everyone could pray together and continue to grow in your faith together, even if you're not meeting in person. Now, we chose Zoom as the platform to meet as a Connect Group because Zoom is easy, it's seamless, and most importantly, Zoom does not require you to create a login, a username or password in order to join a meeting. Now, you do have to have a username and a password to host a meeting, but you don't have to worry about that. Your Connect Group leader is taking care of that. Now, if you want to have the most enjoyable experience using Zoom, you can create a username and password and have your own account, which is completely free to do. You do not have to pay to use Zoom when you're joining a meeting. So I'm going to jump in and start the how to use Zoom tutorial. So what you see on your screen is the home page of Zoom. Now I got there by going to zoom.us, just ZOOM.us. And by the way, the computer that I'm using for this how-to video is a MacBook. It's an Apple product. If you have a PC, the experience will be very similar to what you're going to see, with slight differences, which I'll explain as they come up. So when you get to the Zoom homepage, all you need to do is click on this button here that says Join a Meeting. Now, before I click on the button, I do want to mention that your Connect Group leader will have sent you a Zoom invitation via email or text or some other method so that you have all the information for your Zoom meeting as a Connect Group. Now, all of our Connect Groups are continuing to meet at the same day and time as you usually would. You're just now meeting virtually. Now, the only caveat to that is if you've heard otherwise from your Connect Group leader. We have heard that one or two Connect Groups, maybe a few of them, are changing their day or their time because they're meeting virtually and not meeting in person. And that's quite all right. Follow the guidance of your Connect Group leader on that. But most Connect Groups are continuing to meet at the same day and time virtually. Now, you want to have the invitation that the Connect Group leader sent you handy so that you can access that as soon as you click on Join a Meeting. So you want to click on Join a Meeting, and then you'll see a screen that says Join a Meeting. And underneath of that, it will allow you to put in a meeting ID. Now is when you want to pull up the invitation from your Connect Group leader. Here's an invitation from Zoom, and there's a couple of ways that you can access Zoom. First, you can actually just click on this link here that says Join Zoom Meeting. Now, you can do that regardless of if you have the website up or not. But that is only if you have downloaded the Zoom software. Also, I'm using this on a desktop computer, and we're going to talk next about how to join using an iPhone. But for this video, this is talking about how to join on a computer. So if you have downloaded the Zoom software previously, all you have to do is click on this link right there. Now, since I'm doing this video as if you've never downloaded the Zoom software, what you're going to do is go to Meeting ID, highlight it, copy it, go back to the website, and you're going to paste it right there. So now under Join a Meeting, you have the meeting ID posted right there. Now that meeting ID is unique to Connect groups, and so your Connect group is the only one that's going to have this meeting ID. And all you do now is click Join. Now, this screen right here is the difference between a Mac or MacBook and a PC computer. If you have a MacBook, you're going to see this pop-up screen that says, do you want to allow this page to open? You want to click Allow. If you have a PC, it will be essentially running a program, not downloading any software, but it will be running a program if you're familiar with that. And you'll see the pop-up screen that's very similar to this, but it will use the words run. And you want to click Allow or OK for that. So I'm going to click Allow. And once you've clicked Allow, a pop-up box is going to show up, and then you're going to show up on the screen. Now, if you're using a computer with a webcam, this is the only way to get video on your computer. Now, we're going to do another how-to video on how to use it with your iPhone, but since this is using a computer, you have to use it with a built-in or secondary webcam attached to the computer. So in this pop-up screen, you're going to see this box here that says always show preview video preview dialog when joining a video meeting. You want to make sure that that's selected because of course we want to make sure that you're able to see each other during these Zoom calls and Zoom meetings as a Connect group. Now that you also have two buttons that says join without video and join with video. And of course, because we want everyone to have connection with each other, we want you to join with video. So click on join with video. And then this pop-up box is going to show up and it says join with computer audio, or you can also click on a phone call. So if you're having computer issues, if your computer doesn't have speakers or a microphone, that's okay. You can actually use the video feature of Zoom, and the audio feature of Zoom you don't have to use. You can actually dial in by using any one of these phone numbers here. And then this is the meeting ID that you will put in when it prompts you to do so. But if your computer has the capability of doing video and having the microphone and speakers, then you want to do join with computer audio. Click join with computer audio. You are now in Zoom. Now a pop-up just came up and said that you're muted. Well, I have a Zoom meeting going on my phone right now. That's the host meeting, and then the video that I'm doing here is as if you were just joining as a participant in the meeting. So I have both of them muted so that there's not feedback. That would be hard to hear everything. So let's look at all of the options once you're in the Zoom screen. So if you move your mouse, you notice that there are some pop-ups that come up. So you always have the ability to stop your video at any time. If you want to stop your video, you just click stop video and you notice your name pops up, but it does not show anything on your screen. And you can then start your video back at any time to start your video back up. You can also mute or unmute yourself during the meeting. More on that in just a second. You can see who's in the meeting by clicking participants. And on this right side of the screen, it will show you who is in the call. Now, the participants really doesn't matter a whole lot unless you're just curious who's on the call with you. Now, one feature that we'll quickly talk about that we'll touch more on in a few minutes is this button down here that says raise hand. I just want to draw your attention to that. When you click on participants, raise hand comes up. And that's something we're going to use in just a second. You're not going to really be using the share screen feature, so I won't go through that, but it is an option that you can use if you want everyone that is in your group to see the same screen. But we're not really going to be using that feature, so we don't have to worry about that right now. There's also a chat box if you click on chat. And we're going to now touch on chat and then the button before, which is raise your hand. Now, while you're in the Zoom meeting, how Zoom works is it gives priority in the audio that it's listening to priority to the meeting host. However, Zoom also picks up any audio that it senses using its technology. Any audio that it senses, it will try to override the host if it senses some audio. So that way, it's very, very similar to a real life conversation. If someone is talking, it doesn't mean that everyone else is necessarily muted unless you have muted yourself. You are able to interrupt, or you are able to chime in. But just take it from experience. That can be a little frustrating, especially because you can't take verbal cues necessarily, or excuse me, nonverbal cues from people, because you're not in person. So what we're going to recommend, but you can do it however you would like, or however your group leader would like it done, we would recommend that you use the chat feature. If you have a question, or you want to say something, or you just have something to add to the conversation, you can just simply click in the chat box and type, "I have a question." And then everyone will see that you have a question that you want answered, or you want to talk about. Or you can say, "I have something to say." And now everyone will know that you have something to say next. And it's not showing for me because I'm the one that sent the chat. But if someone in your group sends something in the chat, a little notification will show up here for chat, notifying you that someone has said something, and you can go click chat to do that. Now, the other way that you can do it is if you go back to participants and you click on raise hand, this little icon right there with the hand shows up. And what that will do is it will notify the host, or your Connect group leader, that you would like to speak next, or you would like to say something. There's also a button in your upper left-hand corner of your screen that shows that you have raised your hand and you want to say something. And the last thing that I'm going to point out are the ways that you can use your screen and the different views that you can have. Now, right now we're in the speaker view. This means that it's giving priority to the speaker. Again, the speaker is this phone right here. But you can also change this to a gallery view. A gallery view shows everyone that's in the call at the top, and then whoever is talking, it automatically senses whoever's talking and shows them right here. But everyone is at the top here. Now, if you do speaker view, though, everyone is going to show up in the screen as well. But this green highlighted box, that's going to be whoever is talking. And again, it gives priority to whoever, since the software the technology can't give priority to someone on video. It does give priority to whoever is talking for audio. And that leads me to the very last point about audio. It is important to make sure that if you're not actively talking, that you always have yourself muted. Like I have myself muted right now. And the reason is because, as I mentioned earlier, when you are in the meeting, the technology is going to hear any audio source. And so if you have background noise, or a dog barking, or a cat meowing, or a child in the background, or the TV on, it's going to hear all of that, and it's going to try to give your microphone priority over whoever else is speaking. So with that said, if you're not actively speaking, it's a good thing to just put yourself on mute, because you can easily take yourself off mute whenever you have a question or something to share, or you want to speak about something. All right, so that should be a pretty good overview of how to use Zoom as a participant to join a meeting. If you have any questions at all about how to use Zoom, if you're having trouble with it, please let your group leader know right away so that they can get you the help that you need. Our coordinators are available as well. And of course, I, myself, and my wife Jackie are available for any questions that you may have as well. We're in this together. We want to make sure that everybody's able to meet and that it's seamless. But if you do have issues or you need some troubleshooting, we're all here to help you. Thank you again so much, and we will talk to you soon.